You may have seen the fake FEMA news conference where they put their own employees in the audience to ask questions so that none of the questions were confrontational and they could send the message that they wanted rather than maybe what the American people might be asking. That press conference was then followed by a conference with Press Secretary of the White House, Dana Perina, who states that she personally doesn't condone what FEMA did, but at minute 1:52 seconds, she states that the White House condones what they did, meaning that basically they forgive FEMA. And this is doublespeak. By doing this doublespeak, they have in effect taken both sides. They back FEMA and they don't back FEMA. And they'll use these clips in future broadcasts as needed. Now let's get to the bottom of this. Based on FEMA's history, they have no credibility. The only direction they can go basically is up. So anything more to bash them, it doesn't really hurt them. And FEMA doesn't care what the American people think of them. So the White House has thrown FEMA under the bus again. Well, they're already under the bus. They can't go under the bus more than once. They're there already. They've not reestablished their credibility. So basically, they're beating a dead horse. As thinking Americans, we have to look at the big picture in all this. Since FEMA's already lost total credibility, do we actually care how they're handling the wildfires in California? Do we expect them to be doing it correctly? No, of course we don't. So throwing them under the bus again, in effect, doesn't do anything to FEMA. What it's doing, though, is it's providing an opportunity for the media to look like they're presenting the ills of the administration. The fake in all this isn't the fake news conference, it's the reporting of it. Who stands to lose from this? Nobody. FEMA can't lose what they don't have. They don't have credibility. How can they lose it? They have already lost it long ago. Who stands to gain from this? The media. They make it look like they might be fair and unbalanced, that they might be coming around and reporting against this administration. The worst thing we can do at this point is post this story in blogs and post the video exposing the government and FEMA and making the media look credible. We are actually promoting and helping them establish their credibility. They don't get to use us to do that. They need to do it on their own without creating fake stories and pushing them on us. The fact that FEMA is incompetent isn't news. We saw enough coverage about Katrina and how FEMA handled it. We've seen enough documentaries that has nothing to do with mainstream media that exposes FEMA and exposes how they handled Katrina. They're incompetent. That's not news. This is a fake story that's attempting to reestablish the horribly failing credibility of the mainstream media. Plain and simple. I want to thank you for taking the time to listen and be open-minded about what's going on in the media.